Okay, everybody, we are doing another live album re-listen. I did one of these before for Jeff Buckley's Grace because I was reacting next to his sketches for My Sweetheart the Drunk compilation. And we're doing a similar thing here. I'm kind of doing this ahead of time, quite a bit ahead of time, honestly. But that's good because I plan on re listening to some of these. This is the only My Bloody Valentine music I have ever heard, save for maybe, was it, um, oh gosh, like a song off of one of these EPs down here. Glider. I think it's just called Glider. Or is it on Tremolo? Swallow? It might be Swallow. Either way, this is pretty much it. So, save for, I think I've heard maybe one track off of their debut. But I'm planning on going through this artist. We are planning on doing Isn't Anything and then NBV, and we're also going to be doing EPs, but I'm going to be doing it in the form of this, I believe, just a compilation here, and we'll do this in two sittings. But I feel like this will just kind of take us through all the stuff we need to do. I'll get rid of anything that's a duplicate from like albums or whatever. Ecstasy and Wine, huh? What's the difference? I mean, this was from '89. Oh yeah, this is a separate like chunk of stuff, right? Are these on any albums? If not, I might have to add them. Either way, we're going to be doing all of My Bloody Valentine soon. Two EPs before. Okay, good. I will add it then. So we're going to be going through all of My Bloody Valentine once Jeff Buckley is finished. I have a part 2 to do of the sketches compilation. So today we're going to re-listen to this. I don't think I've heard it all the way in full front to back in a single sitting. But I've heard all of these tracks, I think. Like, for example, Only Shallow, classic shoegaze intro. Vaguely remember Loomer. Touched is the short one, right? To Hear Knows When is great. When You Sleep is transcendental. Only I Said I Recall Enjoying. I don't fully remember this. I don't really know if I know these all that well. I feel like Sometimes rings a bell. I vaguely remember the opening of Soon, too. So I'm going to be a little, kind of in the dark because it's been so long since I've heard this music. But yeah, I think it should be a lot of fun today. Blown a Wish and Soon are your favorites. Okay, great. I love that for you. All right. Man, position myself here. All right, so I have in the description a link to this album on Spotify, so whoever wants to pull it up on Spotify, they can do so. And I'm just going to go ahead and get my stuff ready here. So everyone pull up the album on Spotify, go to Only Shallow and zero out that playhead, and we'll start in a minute. And of course, as soon as I start, people are going to start coming in droves. They're like, oh, hey, like you just missed the opening. All right, let me turn this down. Double check that all of my sound stuff is correctly oriented here. Okay. That all looks good. Okay. All right, I think we're about ready to begin. So the way this is going to work is, by the way, for anyone watching the VOD after the fact, check the link in the description. There should be a video of this stream with the music included. I am not streaming it with the music on YouTube because of copyright issues. Could get the stream taken down midstream. It has happened. So if you want to listen along while we are streaming here, you will need to listen along on Spotify or YouTube or whatever else you wish to do. I'll have my play bar down there so you can keep in synchronicity with me. And very scary album. That's right, Richard. Quite intense, man. There's a lot of whoosh whoosh. There's a lot of Phil Spookter on this one. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to do 3, 2, 1, play. And when I say play, we will hit play. So yeah, give everyone a second to get their stuff in gear here. Okay, Phil Spookter. Ha ha ha. Hoo hoo hoo. Okay, I got to keep this on this window. All right. if we are ready, I think it is time to begin. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. There it is. Turn that up a little bit. If only my carpet was only shallow. Like a pillow. So this is Belinda Butcher. Who sings on 4 tracks. I'm just going to give this one a 5 real quick. That's an interesting point, actually, except for Slow Dive. Insane that this came out like within 2 months of Nevermind. And granted, earlier stuff was a bit more like post-punky. More aggressive, I guess. Not that this isn't, but it is a good one, Doc. Wah, wah, wah. It is quite repetitive, but what I find interesting about it is that it sounds so big and wall of soundy, but there's really only like 2 things going on here. Wah, wah. Dum, 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 dum. I don't know. It's just one of those riffs that it's like it's kind of hard to get tired of, if I'm to be honest. Really interesting outro here too. Sleep like a pillow. Really curious to see like dreamier aspects of this come through. Because there is a lot of noise, there's a lot of shoegaze, there's a lot of psych, but the more like drony ambient stuff I'm very interested in. All right, Luna. Just like man, it's hard not to like find Kevin's guitar pedal human centipede work fascinating. Man, they compress this so much. I need to turn it up. Forgot about this. This is nice. Dude, it's impossible to tell what you're hearing at any given point. It's probably mostly guitar. Also, like the vocal melodies are very seminal. It's like you can hear like cranberries pick up on this later. I feel like it needs to go somewhere else. Do 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 do. Like that's where my mind wants it to go. Which, um, for like being someone who writes music, whenever you come across a song that like has a riff in it and you're listening to the riff, you're like, oh, I hope it goes there. That's where I would go. And then it goes there and you're like, yes, well done. You made music for me. Okay, great. That was sick. Yep, everyone's favorite. It's the black sheep. It's the Faust Arp. It's the fitter happier of the album. You know. Was there like one album that did this, and everyone else was like so influenced by it that like, you know what? I want to have a weird ass song on my album that is really short. I don't know, but the next track is the goat, man. Oh, really? All right. Oh, ho, ho. It's just the lead up to this fantastic riff. A little bit of a Cocteau Twins influence comes through as well. And you know what? You are absolutely right. I have never noticed that in the background. It's like a baggy beat. George Clanton is playing in the other room. Was for 1991, was anyone else doing anything this like obfuscated, like tonally and noise wise? Because it's like, it sounds like crispy, you know? It sounds like it's not just distortion, but also like maybe tape going on. It's like you're really listening close to hear whatever tones come through. And I can't really say the same for other shoegaze um of the time. Like Slow Dive doesn't go there at all. Mm, that's a fair point. Astro Bright? Chicago. Okay. Love. Oh, same guy, Scott Cortez, huh? Exuvtin. This one worth looking at? What'd you give it? A 4. Fairly prolific, too. Like, is that like an actual stringed instrument, or is that like some weird guitar? Okay. Ugh. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah. Shoegaze. Kind of turning into Christopher Walken a little bit. I need to calm down. Man, this goes right into when you sleep. If there is one criticism, I do think it's that maybe some tracks are a little long, and they don't need to be that long. Because it's almost like a slow core thing at times. That slow core drone intersect. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know if shoegaze and drone is like a match made in heaven, except for maybe I don't know, death consciousness if that counts. It's like you're stuck between the dials on the radio. It's exactly what it feels like. Like, hey, I hear a normal rock song on the other channel. Well, here's two other songs mixed together. Come on, get to it. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's like right up there with the Heaven or Las Vegas riff. Amen, brudda. Tremolo version, huh? Do any of their EPs have tracks that are literal same versions as tracks from their albums? Or is nothing on Isn't Anything and Loveless on any of the EPs technically? And those are the exact same? Like same mixes and all that? Okay. Just those two? If so, thanks for the intel. Awesome. I'll try to remember that. You think I'd be better at taking notes, but I'm not. See, at least this one, unlike To Hear Knows When, kind of has a pop structure. So like the breakaway is the riff, and then we come back to verses. There's like this chorus thing, so it doesn't feel like it's just going A B A B A B like To Hear Knows When does. Also, the chords and the melody are sublime, to quote a certain doll. Oh, really? You might be right. It says there's two viewers, but I find something like very poetic about the fact that it's just you here listening to this with me. I'm really eager to get to the ones that I don't remember as well. You said Blown a Wish and Soon? Were those your favorites? Okay. Everyone seems to love Soon. And I do have it on my liked list. So apparently at some point I listened to it enough to like it. Be right back, 5 minutes. Okay. I'll still be here. I will be right here. Hey, let's re-listen to Loveless, but have some guy like make mouth noises over the whole thing. That deserves a like. Credit card, you got it. This one sounds a bit thinner. So if I go on Rate Your Music and look for the best pop single of all time, um, let me look. It's not really in there, but indie pop? Not that either. Never mind. I don't know how this site works sometimes. This one's okay. Anything that's not that main riff is a little, I don't know, washy. That rhythm guitar is a little entrancing though when you get lost in it. I mean, it's got a very like entrancing quality to it when you get lost in it. It can end now though. Come In Alone is the next one. They certainly do seem like a logical progression from Jesus and Mary Chain, though. Oh, do. I like how that comes in before the other song fades out. Man, this frickin' defined the sound of the UK in the 90s. Not bad for what it is. Very sexy. He is returned. Welcome. How on earth do you recreate all these sounds live? Like autistic photographic memory to know where all of the things plug into each other? I can't do it, man. Are they still playing? Or are they just kind of hanging out? 2007 to present. So it looks like Shields is trying to work. Yeah. Shields is trying to work on new material, but none of it has really emerged. What an interesting melody. Cool and nice. Honestly, I think that was also my exact problem, which is why I don't know these back halves as much. Like, I know the intro to this, I know how this sounds like, I don't know what the rest of the song sounds like. Same with Come In Alone. Ooh. Oh. There's a very slight acoustic guitar in there, I think. Tracks like this and Dagger from Slowdive, I'm on the constant search for tracks like that. Was it Spoiled by Sebadoh? They just have that quality. They're like a borderline ballad, but there's something about it, man. I really like this. Yeah, I mean, I could live here forever, dude. I did. Um, there is one track on the channel. Not Lass. LSD. No. LSD. Starting over. That was on a donation stream, and it's a single video on the channel. Um, I'd love to listen to more. I love that track. That's fair. I would say this, the opening half of this, um, tracks like Only Shallow and When You Sleep and To Hear Knows When always struck me. And then getting into Souvlaki, I think were kind of the two things. And then Candy Claus really sealed the deal, man. More people need to talk about Candy Claus. Oh, Yeah. It went where I wanted it to. Mm. It's a bit too like lo-fi indie rock for it to be this way, but it almost sounds like a later Elliott Smith track compositionally. Like this could have been on uh From a Basement. This is getting a 5, dude. Saracen Calypso is great, and they have a good handful of other fantastic tracks too. Um, if I may hop over here real quick, take a look. Candy Claws. Two Airships slash Exploder Falls is an incredible album. Um, I almost like it more than Saracen Calypso. Hold on, let me go back over here and timestamp this. This was an incredible track. I'm so glad I listened to that. Next one. Blown a Wish, one of your favorites, Z Twig. Um, this album, In the Dream of Sea Life, some tracks are but it's a good pop album. Um, it's more poppy, I think, than and like less dense, less aggressive than Saracen Calypso. Um, check this one out. Lanternfish, Catamaran, and Not Strange Winged Snail are just as good as anything on Saris, and no one knows about that album. So anytime I know someone enjoys Saris, I'm like, go check out The Dream of the Sea Life. This kind of sounds like To Hear Knows When or Only I Said. One of those two. It's really clear. Baggy beats are good. So are Barber beats. This is definitely the clearest track so far. This feels like Cocteau Twins. It's right down here, right there, and that's how far I am into the song. So 3 tracks left. If you want to, you can listen along on Spotify and match up with where I am. Um, they're not really consistent for me, but the tracks that are good, I think, are pretty solid. Finally got around to them. I've been kind of doing like I've been going through full artists all of a sudden. Like I went all through Midwife, which was incredible. And then I went all through Wolf Alice, and I'm like, Blue Weekend's a great album. I'm like, I guess I'll get to them RS too because I've had it on my list for a while. Some pretty cool stuff. A little boring, um, but I like the riffs and I like the slow core aspect to it. Some of the tracks are quite long and mood setting. This one's okay. Do you like? I feel like you like it because it kind of has that Cocteau thing going on. It's not bad, man. There's nothing bad on this album. It's doing the uh I only said thing where it's just like taking you in. Interesting chords. Oh yeah, sure. Is it just me or is there a bit of like twee power pop C86 going on here? This is reminding me of something. I wish I could see how many viewers I had right from OBS. I can do it with Streamlabs. This is intriguing. This is also a pretty clear track. Do they kind of clear up as they go? Yeah, and it does seem kind of like they're putting the more melancholic stuff near the end. Hmm. It's all right. It's also not a favorite. What band is this reminding me of? Like Teenage Fan Club? I don't know, man. I think so. This kind of has a Grand Prix thing going on, doesn't it? Ride. Yeah, I could see Ride. Britney Spears. Johnny Rebel. Tall Bachman. The list goes on, my friend. It's still not bad, though. It's not bad. There's a bit of something for everyone on this album. And like kind of like exploring the vibe and the riff and the themes in the last bit, it kind of wins you over again. I can't tell if these sounds are actually happening in the house. I hope not. I'm alone. I like this song a little bit more than I originally did. I like what it. I like what the song did. I like the way the song was. I like how it sounded. It sounded good. When I listened to this song, I thought it was good and it made me happy. I would play it again. But first, soon. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Man, the mix is so unique. It's like the riff is like tucked away in a little frequency. No, I have not because I'm actually getting ready to do like a full album reaction binge of My Bloody Valentine. So before I got to that, I'm doing this re-listen stream where I go back and re-listen to this album, which I haven't heard in years. Although now the riff is a little clearer. I can see this really influencing a lot of English music going forward. Like I hear New Order in this, like later New Order, as well as like maybe some Massive Attack. Obviously, Baggy and Trip Hop are like alternative rhythm styles, percussion styles. Um, yeah, It's just so ahead of its time. Hmm. I love the like fake fade outs. Awesome. And that's it. That's it. The whole thing done. Magnificent. Absolutely fantastic front to back. Really strong. I liked that it had a sort of tonal variety that I wasn't expecting it to have. Um, the tracks were like, especially in the front half, the ones I was more familiar with, were maybe a little thicker, a little chunkier. But then it turns a little more softer. Got some twee elements in the back half. The baggy element kind of comes out a little more clearly as well. So yeah, here are my ratings. Least favorites were probably Touched and Blown a Wish. Although I could see both growing. Um, I could see I Only Said maybe getting better. Um, yeah, so basically When You Sleep and Sometimes were my two favorites. I think Sometimes is possibly my favorite on the album, which I wasn't expecting a track that I hadn't heard in full before become one, or like in a long time maybe become like my favorite one. But like I don't remember that track at all. I may have not even listened to it. I don't know. But there you go. This was fantastic. Um, very curious to see in the upcoming album reactions and EP reactions how this compares to their other material, because I've done two other tracks of theirs on the channel. I don't remember which ones they are. I think one is from Isn't It Anything, or Isn't Anything. No, one was from You Made Me Realize. Cigarette in Your Bed, maybe? Drive It All Over Me? I don't remember. I do know it was definitely like a little more aggressive, a little more raw. They weren't experimenting with that kind of production yet. And then the other one was Sunny Sunday Smile from '87, and I don't even remember that track. So, um, yeah, interesting band, fantastic album. Really glad I listened to it, and I can't wait to get to the rest of the content coming up soon. All right, there we go, everyone. We are done. We are done for the day. I hope you all enjoyed yourself, because I did. That was fantastic. I'm so glad I finally got to listen to that again. I've been kind of waiting, because I know like it's a good chance I'll do like a re-listen stream of it at some point in the future. Now I have, and I can soak it in a little bit more. But anyway, that's all, everybody. Thank you for watching. The Jeff Buckley video part 1 came out today. If you want to go watch that, really nice set of tracks on that puppy. And then I don't think I'm doing anything else until the stream next week. And then I'm taking a little while off because I'm going to Disneyland from the 19th to the 25th. So be gone for a little while. I'm sure someone will hack my Discord because that's always the fun stuff to have happen while I'm gone. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and until next time, fare thee well and Godspeed.